do you want? A choice. A chance.
There's your chance. Take it.
Grateful.
The day will come when you won't be.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Back again with another throwback review for The Walking Dead. This is for Season 4, Episode 13, entitled Alone. Episode starts out with a flashback of Bob wandering on his own through a post-apocalyptic world, finding shelter where he can and drinking frequently during the night. One day, as he is wandering around, Daryl and Glenn approach him. Daryl asks Bob how long he has been on his own, how many walkers he has killed, and how many people he has killed. When Bob responds that he had killed a woman, Daryl asks why. Bob responds that she asked him to. Bob then gets in the back of the truck Glenn is driving. Present day, Bob, Sasha, and Maggie are in a dense fog surrounded by walkers and fighting them off. During the fight, it looks like that Bob might have got bit, but after they clear out the walkers, they notice that Bob had not been bitten. The walker had just torn at his bandage. A relieved Sasha embraces Bob. Present day as well, Daryl is teaching Beth how to track using a crossbow. They come upon a walker in a clearing. Beth accidentally steps in an animal trap, and the walker is notified. He comes towards her. She shoots and doesn't hit the brain. Hits him in the mouth, but doesn't hit his brain. So then Daryl has to dispatch of the walker, and her ankle is kind of messed up a little bit. So she takes a piggyback ride on Daryl's back when they find a graveyard with a house in the distance. Sasha and Bob and Maggie agree that they need to find a better place to set up camp as they clearing that they were in and it's covered in fog. Maggie pulls out a small compass out of her pocket and attempts to use it, but becomes frustrated when to learn it is broken. Bob says they don't need it, citing that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, meaning that they can use it to tell which way is which. Maggie, Sasha, and Bob come upon some train tracks along with a sign advertising the community terminus. Bob reveals to them about the broadcast he, along with Tyrese, Daryl, and Michonne, had heard over the radio during their search for medical supplies for the prison. Maggie immediately demands that they go to the community, as it would be a likely place Glenn would go. Sasha disagrees, saying that there might not be any other signs that Glenn could have seen. Bob, however, agrees with Maggie, and Sasha is forced to agree with them. Daryl and Beth explore the funeral home at the graveyard. Beth immediately notices how clean the interior is. Daryl guesses that someone probably has been living in it. They set up some tripwires on the outside of the funeral home just in case, to alert them of walkers or any other people. They also find like food and drinks in there and has no dust on it, so they know that somebody had to have been living there recently at some point. Maggie's group has set up camp along with tripwires as well to alert them of any incoming walkers. Bob asks Sasha where Maggie is. She responds that she's getting firewood. Bob asks Sasha if she wants to stop. She replies yes. When asked why, she says she wants to survive. She tells him that Glenn is probably dead and that they need to stop at the first town they come across and set up a residence there. Sasha awakes, finding a note in the ground left by Maggie, who left in secret in the middle of the night. Bob insists that they follow her, and if they follow the train tracks, they will catch up with Maggie. As Maggie follows the train tracks, she comes across another sign for Terminus. A walker approaches, and she kills it easily, and she cuts its stomach open to get some blood to put a note on the Terminus sign. Sasha asks why Bob has been smiling all the time since the prison, and even if he knows why he's smiling. Bob says it is because he is not alone after his first two groups were wiped out. Now he had finally broken the streak. They then come across the walker Maggie has killed, finding a message left for Glenn in Walker's blood telling him to go to Terminus. Daryl carries Beth into the kitchen with food set up on the table and begin to eat. They stop when he hears a noise outside. Daryl tells Beth to stand back when he goes to investigate. When opening the front door, he finds a one-eyed dog on the front porch. He attempts to pet it, but the dog runs away in fear. Beth asks if the dog will come in, to which Daryl becomes upset that she didn't stay back. Beth says it's only a dog and seems saddened that it wouldn't come in, to which Daryl replies maybe it will come back later. In the middle of the night, Bob is awakened by the sound of a walker. Sasha is already awake and calmly says that it has been making noise for around an hour, prompting Bob to suggest it was caught on something. Sausage suggests Bob get rest, but he is unable to. He instead asks her why she thinks that Tyrese is dead, saying that if Tyrese was alive, he'd go to Terminus, and that she knew that. Beth writes a thank you note to the person staying in the house for the food she and Daryl ate. Daryl suggests that she doesn't leave it, and that they wait for the owner to return and try to live with them. Beth asks what convinced Daryl that there were still good people in the world. He doesn't answer. After persisting to know what changed his mind, Daryl gives a long gaze towards Beth, leaving her to respond with, "Oh." Before they can continue, they hear the dog from before barking, and it begins to squeal in pain. Daryl goes to the door and is immediately attacked by a horde of walkers lurking upon the door. He holds the door shut while Beth gives him his crossbow. They then both attempt to run. Daryl convinces Beth to leave through a window while he distracts the walkers. After leading them through the house and being cornered and nearly swarmed, Daryl manages to escape to the graveyard, where he eliminates another 2 walkers, finds Beth's discarded bag lying on the ground, and to his alarm sees a black car with a white cross leaving, suggesting that Beth had been abducted. Daryl tries his best to run after the car, but eventually loses it at a crossroad. Sasha and Bob come across another message for Glenn, written in Walker blood by Maggie. Bob states that Maggie is indeed staying close to the train tracks, and that if they speed up, they can catch her. Daryl is still running in the direction the car went, but is beginning to get tired. Finally, after hours of alternating between running and walking, he collapses beside a crossroads of train tracks and paved road, shown to be extremely saddened and exhausted. Bob and Sasha come across an empty town beside the train tracks. Sasha tries to convince Bob that they should set up camp in it. Bob refuses, wishing to find Maggie, and Sasha tries to convince him to stop following her, saying that Maggie didn't want them to come along. Bob replies that he doesn't care, that he is going to go find her and help her. When unable to convince Sasha to come with him, he gives her a kiss goodbye and they part ways. Sasha enters an old building and searches inside of it. Once she has concluded that it is clear, she momentarily begins crying, but quickly pulls herself together. She then goes to the window and is shocked to see Maggie lying among the corpses on the ground. She accidentally causes the window she is looking through to fall, smashing on the ground, startling Maggie. It also brings out a number of walkers, and Sasha quickly goes to help Maggie. Once they have finished dispatching the walkers, Maggie asks Sasha where Bob is. Sasha replies that he is looking for you. Maggie then confronts Sasha, revealing that she had heard Sasha tell Bob that Glenn was likely dead, and says that she is wrong. Maggie then asks for Sasha's help in reaching Terminus, in which Sasha agrees. They then leave to catch up to Bob. Daryl is surrounded by 6 men, heavily armed with assault rifles and a bow. Before they say anything, he jumps up and punches one of them, aiming his crossbow at his head. The man is the same man that Rick nearly killed when he broke into the house, and he had claimed along with Carl and Michonne. The men point their guns at Daryl, and one of them calling dibs on the leather vest, but the man Daryl knocked down tells them to hold their fire. He then begins talking to Daryl, saying that he admires Daryl's crossbow, that he would like one like it. He then tells Daryl if Daryl shoots him that the rest of his group will kill Daryl, telling him that would be suicide, and asks why would you hurt him? Why would you hurt yourself when you can hurt other people? He then introduces himself as Joe. Daryl slowly lowers his crossbow and introduces himself to the man. Joe's group lower their weapons. Maggie and Sasha catch up with Bob, and united, they continue on their journey to Terminus. Elsewhere, Glenn finds a sign for Terminus and looks at it in awe as the episode comes to an end. Alright guys, that was the review for Alone, Season 4, Episode 13. I appreciate y'all checking this out as always, guys. Like, comment, most importantly, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.
Welcome to Windberg.
Pushing our pants yet?